Dylan Cox here for SecondsOut.com with trainer Jimmy Tibbs. Jimmy, this is a massive event and it's been a long time coming for Billy Joe.
Yeah, he's been waiting for 10 months for this fight. We're ready for it. We're going away to train, training camp, and we'll see what happens on the night. I know what's going to happen. We're going to come away with that belt.
For the last fight against Chris Eubank Jr., you went over to Spain, trained at Macklin's gym. Is that going to be part of the training camp again this time?
That's where we're going, yeah. Macklin's gym.
Now, Andy's not your typical southpaw. He's not particularly slick, but he's got a very powerful right hook. How do you train for someone like Andy who's got a bit of height there on Billy, and he's got that vaunted power as well?
Well, we know what we're going to do, but I'm not giving too much away over the TV, but we're quite confident it's going to come out all right for us.
Andy's had a tough spin of fights recently with Korobov, and then he went on to face Quillin, and now he's going straight into another big fight. Do you think there's a bit of maybe wear and tear from those two fights, that Billy's a bit fresher than Andy in this fight?
It could be. I mean, as you just said, Andy's had one or two old fights, going into another big fight, but he's a good fighter. We don't underestimate him, but we're very confident.
Billy said in the press conference there that there may be times in the fight where they both know they should be listening to their trainer, but they might let the red mist come down a little bit. It's your job to make sure that doesn't happen, I guess, because you've got a very strict game plan for this fight.
Well, that's my job to make sure that don't happen, and I will lay the law down this time, and that's what's going to happen. He's got to fight to orders.
To me, Billy doesn't look huge at middleweight, but then he faced a guy like Chris Eubank Jr., who physically is very imposing, a big guy. So are you worried about the size of Andy at all in this fight?
As long as he weighs 11 stone 6 on the day, it don't make no difference.
And the size of this fight, I mean, it's a massive, massive event. Obviously, Billy's fought John Ryder at the Copper Box. He's fought in big fights before. You know, I was there for Spike O'Sullivan when he fought him at the Wembley Arena, and that was a big fight as well. But this is to a different scale. How do you make sure that Billy doesn't get too affected by the crowd in this fight?
Well, Bill's used to fighting in front of big crowds. He's an ex-Olympian. His last fight was against Chris Eubank's 20,000 people there. So, you know, he's not going to get overawed. The bigger the crowd, the better he fights.
Both guys look in shape already. Billy doesn't look to be carrying extra weight at this stage of the camp. You've still got a long way to go until the fight. What's the harder part of it now? Is it to make sure he doesn't do too much? Because obviously, training for a world title fight, he's going to be stepping it up a notch, I presume.
Well, he's fighting this Friday. That's 2 days' time, 3 days. He'll have a couple of days rest after that, maybe a week. Then we'll fly out to Marbella, rest up for a day, then start training. But I'll make sure he don't overdo it. He won't overdo it.
Brilliant. Well, best of luck for the fight, Jimmy, and see you soon.